What's up? Wayne Barron here with DarkEffects.net, and we are inside of Delphi Studio XE2. And what we're going to be doing here today is that we're going to be creating a help form. Now, there's different ways of doing help forms inside of your projects. You can either install a program that you can compile help forms with, which is what I prefer doing, or you can actually create one within your program using a Delphi form. And what I mean by that is that, let's take a look at this one. You click on help and it opens up this form right here, and then it says this is a help content for tab sheet number 1. Click on page 2 to advance to the next help content page. Click on page 2, then you go to page 3 and then page 4. As you can see, all of our text, or certain areas of our text, is changing. Page 5. You can go back to page 4, page 3, page 2, and then go back to page 1. And then if you go all the way to page 5, you can even jump back to page 1. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can close the help form and then close your main form. So that's what we're going to be creating today. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's go ahead and create our new VCL forms application. And then the first thing we want to do is that we want to throw in some buttons. So let's minimize this, and we want 2 buttons. We want one there and one there. And so we are going to name this one, or caption it, as help, and this one is going to be captioned as close. To close our form, we are going to just simply close it, and then we're going to free it. And then F12 to get back over to our form, and then we need to add in another form. So let's go to File, New, VCL Form to add in our help form. And this right here, we're going to go in, and it's going to be form2.caption, colon equals help form. Okay, so then we F12 to get back over here, and now what we want to do is that we want to jump over and we want to add in our form 2. So we click on here and we choose form2.show. And what this is going to do is this is going to give us a warning to let us know that it's not available. So we click on F9 and see there are errors. Click OK, and it did not pop up like it's supposed to. So let's jump back over here to the form 2, and for some reason it did not show up like it was supposed to show up. So it's once again, and it's still not doing what it's supposed to do. I will be right back. Okay, I found out what the problem was. I had relocated my projects folder and deleted the projects folder in the original folder, and for some reason Delphi picks up on that and it says, hey, I can't find something. So anyway, let's get back to what we were doing. If we click on F9 to run our project, we get an error letting us know that Form 1 references Form 2 declared in Unit 2, which is not in the uses clause. Do you wish to add it? You want to choose yes on this, and then choose OK. Alright, then whenever we run it again, F9, it will go ahead and run our project, and we click on help, and then there is our help form. So then let's go ahead and close it out. Alright, so the first thing that we want to do here is that we want to make sure that our form, whenever it is loaded, come down to here, position, we want it to be set at desktop center. We want to do the same thing with our unit. F12, and we want it to be desktop center as well. Okay, so now what we want to do is let's come inside of our form 2. This is our help form. Let's come over here to our tool palette and let's type in page control. And this is our page control. Grab it and drag it, drop it over here. And we want it about this wide. Right click on it, let's create 5 pages. Okay. Now, I've seen some people come over here and do everything that I'm getting ready to do inside the form create. They do it over here. And then they wonder why they are unable to see each tab panel inside of the project. So, what we want to do is that we want to make each one of these tabs invisible. We do not want to be able to see them whenever the project is run, except at the very first tab, and that's the only one that we want to see. So the first thing that we're going to do here is that we're going to go to the form create, and then we are going to type in tab sheet 1 dot tab visible colon equals true. This is the only one that is going to be true. The rest of them will be false. So we choose false for this one, and let's go ahead and copy this to the 3, 4, 5. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. And we also want to do tab sheet 1 dot visible colon equals true. Okay, so what it's going to do is that the tab visible is going to be true for tab sheet 1. It's also going to be the tab itself, the sheet is going to be visible equals true. For the rest of them, they're going to be tab visible is going to be false. So we're not going to be able to see them. So whenever we run the project, and then we click on help, the only one that we see is our tab sheet 1. We do not see the rest of our tabs. So now let's click close. And so the next thing that we want to do is once again go back over here to our tab, and we want to go ahead and add in our buttons. Let's go ahead and move this down, and we want a button here and a button right there. So let's move. If you want to move it, hit control key and your left arrow, or your top arrow, your right arrow. But when if you got your button up too high and you want to level your button with the other button, you arrow down until you see that line. See that purple line going across there? That lets you know that you are level. So then that's whenever you stop. So this right here is our well, actually we don't even want, well, yeah, we can have this one here. We can name this one, because in the first one I did not have but one button, so we're just going to go ahead and have close there, and then we want to go to page 2 for this one. Okay, then let's go ahead and copy, paste, and this part right here is just a lot of copy and pasting. And you come back over here and then you paste, and then but this one right here we need to paste twice. We need to come over here. Alright, now this one right here is going to be page 4, and this one right here is page 1. This one right here will be page 5. This one, oops, bring you back. You will be page 3. This one is going to be page 4, and this one is page 2. This one is page 3, and this one is page 1. And then of course we got close and page 2. So now each one of them is like so. So whenever we run the project, we go help, and now we got close and page 2, but the buttons don't do nothing. Okay, so now what we got to do is that we got to close. So let's go ahead and close and free our project. So that part's done. So let's go ahead and copy this and put this at the top. Okay, now what we want to do is let's go back over here into our project, and let's go to page 2. So what we want to do is that we want to make our form jump to page 2. And so for us to be able to do that, we need to do tab sheet 2 dot tab visible equals true tab sheet 2 dot visible equals true. Okay, now what this is going to do is that it's going to look at our tab 2, and it's going to check to make sure that it is visible and it's true, and then it's going to make sure that the sheet itself is visible, so that whenever we run it, we click on help, page 2, and then we got tab 2 there. Okay, now we click on page 1, but it don't take us nowhere. So as you can see, we're able to click on it. See, we don't want to be able to click on it. We don't want these tabs to show. We only want the tab that we're in to show, not the other tabs. So then we close out of that, close out of that one. And so what we want to do next is that we want to make sure that the last tab that we was in is not visible. So in that case, it will be tab, well actually be tab 1, and then we change it to false. And so when we run the project now, click on the help, and then page 2, as you can see, it just shows page 2. It did not show page 1, it's gone. So now we're able to jump over here, and let's go over here and let's choose page 1. We want to go back to page 1. So let's copy all of this, paste it into here. We want to go to page 1. We want to make page 2 invisible. Whoops. Page 2 invisible. So when we run the project, click on the help form, go to page 2, go to page 1. Okay, then we close. And then we close again. So now we need to do it to the rest of them, and so we will run page 3, just paste in the code. We want to do page 3, we want to make invisible page 2, come back over, we want to go into page 1, all that F12. Okay, we're already there, so now let's go to page 2, and that's okay. We change this to 3. And then F12 again, we want to go to page 4. 4, 4, 3, 3. Now come back over, go to page 2, that's already there. And then page 4 we just got finished with, and then page 3. Let's do 3, 3, 4, 4. And then come back over, and now let's do page 5. 5, 4, 4. Come over here, and then we do page 4, and then we do 4, 4, 5, 5, and then run it again. We want to okay, that'll be button 1. So let's come over here, and then that way we run that one. And then let's do page 4, we've already done. Now we need to do page 5, jumping back to number 1. And in this case, we've got to do 1, 1. Then we've got to copy this, and then we've got to hide each of these individual pages. So that's 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2. So 1, 5, 4, 3, and 2. So then whenever we run it, well, let's try it again when we mash the right button. Okay, so now we got help. So when we first load up, it's going to load up tab sheet 1. Then we're going to go to page 2, page 2, page 1, and then page 3, page 4, page 5. Jump back to page 1, page 2, go to page 1, page 2 goes to page 3, page 4, or go back to page 2, page 5, or go back to page 3. So now let's come over here, close and close, and now we need to add in some content. And how we add in content is that we just add in a memo field. Let's go ahead and move it down just a little bit, bring it over a tiny bit there, and then let's come over here to the properties, and we want to go to our color, and the color that I used is the info. Okay, so whenever it's run, wrong page. Okay, that's not the right, it's not the right color. Okay, info blank. Okay, no, that's button highlight. Huh. I actually had to check my other one because it's not changing the color like it's supposed to. But anyway, it's supposed to be like almost like a help type color, which is almost like a faded out yellow. And so anyway, let's come down here to the lines, and basically just come in here and then you add in what information that you want. This is tab sheet 5 help. So then that's basically what that one's going to show. Then you come in here, you paste it inside of each one of these, and then come into the strings and try it again. This is tab sheet 1, and this is tab sheet 2, and tab sheet 3, tab sheet 4. The first help file that I ever created was back in 99 or 2000 inside Delphi, and that was what I actually used for my help. So this is not far from what I did back then. So let's come over here, let's take it for a test drive, check out the help. So we got page 1 here, page 2, page 3, 4, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, 2. I mean, it works like it's supposed to work. Perfect. Go back to page 1, jump over here to page 5, click close, and click close again. Alright, I mean, this is just a simple, easy project. It teaches you how to do the tab sheet. It's really fun. This was one of the funnest projects that I ever did using Delphi, that I actually looked back on during the project, and I was like, this is so cool. So I actually started implementing the tab sheet concept like I just showed here inside of nearby a lot of my projects, because it makes it a lot more professional. So anyway, this is Wayne Barron with darkeffects.net inside of Delphi XE2 Studio. Y'all have a rocking week. Bye bye.